problems, and not only in the film, but in real life, as we all do. But what did he particularly inherit from you in terms of problems?
In real life, you're talking about?
Yeah.
I think he's very artistic, and he tends to be perfectionistic, which means striving for excellence, in my opinion. And that can be painful sometimes, but it's also very rewarding. He's like me. He likes his privacy. You know, he doesn't like the glamorous side of show business. Neither do I.
But like you, he has inherited, as he's bound to, being an actor, intrusions into his private life. Do you help him with that? I mean, what happens?
It's shocking. You see, it's very shocking what they will make up to sell newspapers. But I felt a little better when I read an article about how during the Civil War they would tell military secrets, anything to sell newspapers. You know. So, I don't understand it. I don't understand that kind of mean-spirited journalism. I never have. I don't think I ever will.
So the film deals with childhood traumas. Was this a sort of personal exorcism for you?
Well, I mean, it's a very famous book. It's about a Southern family, so that doesn't relate to me. But I think it's a universal theme. I think most people have suffered traumas in their childhood, and after all, you know, we are who we were. We're molded by our parents, and we have a tendency to live out the unresolved problems of our parents. So, in a way, you better have some consciousness and distance about your past and look at it and evaluate it and accept what it was, and then you could make the necessary changes in your life.
Do you have any particularly painful
memories?
What are you
trying to get at?
I'm just digging.
You're digging. No, I had a painful childhood, I would say, yeah.
I read, again, one reads, and you can tell me what is true,
Mm-hmm.
that when your mother remarried, you developed tinnitus. Is there any truth in that?
Yeah, that is true.
That's extreme.
I don't know how much of that is emotional, to tell you the truth. Yeah, the first time I met my new stepfather, I didn't know who he was. And then I was told that this was my new stepfather. And I went home from camp to a new apartment. I had lived with my grandmother and my grandfather in a little apartment house in Brooklyn. And this strange man came in, and then he left. I slept in the bed with my mother that night and woke up with these noises in my ear. So it is very interesting. Why did it happen then? You know.
It doesn't go away, though, does it?
No.
So how are you now?
Well, I live with it. I've learned to live with it. It's very maddening. You know, if I get very tired or emotionally distraught, it can drive me crazy. There are people who have been driven to suicide by these noises. But, you know, you can't have everything.
And you and your mother now? Relationship?
Oh, wonderful now, yeah. Because I've come to terms with her, I've realized, you know, that she, like most parents, I think, do the best they can. They don't mean to hurt children. I think they're trying to survive. You know, that's what this movie says, too. I don't mean to make the mother a villain at all.
And has the grown-up Barbara forgiven her stepfather for marrying her mother?
Have I forgiven my mother for marrying my stepfather? Yeah, I have.
Let me ask you one more question about family. Is it true that you tried to reach your father through a medium?
Well, before I directed Yentl, I was very scared. And before this movie, I was very scared. Because it's a big, you know, risk you take. You risk failure, humiliation, public humiliation. And sometimes I get very happy in the years between projects, you know, or I can live my life as a more normal human being, not in the spotlight. And so before I did Yentl, I said, I don't know whether to do this. I was frightened. So I asked my brother. My brother's a very pragmatic man. He was an art director, and then he went into real estate. He's very meat and potatoes, No woo-woo, no spiritual stuff or anything like that, you know. And he told me that he met a woman who's a medium, not a medium with a turban or earrings, a woman who looks like a regular housewife in Long Island, but she has this spirit, and he told me something about contacting my father at one time, and I said, well, I'd like to see that for myself. So I decided to have him take me to my father's grave, which I'd never seen before. And as a matter of fact, the only picture I have with my father is me with my arm around his tombstone. For some reason, there's never a picture of him holding me.
You were just an infant.
He died when I was 15 months old. And so we went to the grave, and there is my father's tombstone. Beloved, Phi Beta Kappa Chi, beloved teacher and scholar, like Yentl's father was. Son of Isaac, his Hebrew name was Mendel, for Emanuel Streisand. And